2010. The leaves are starting to change colors, holidays are on the way, and of course, it's the beginning of football season. And you know, we here in Baltimore love our Ravens, and if you're from outside of Baltimore, I know you hate them, and I'm okay with that, but I think these points are still valid, so bear with me. One of the things, especially the year we won the Super Bowl, the year 2000, that we learned is that defenses win championships. That's a phrase that's been out there, and that was especially true in 2000. We had a relatively anemic offense with good leadership, but the defense is really what made it happen for us. And now we're really excited in Baltimore to have a flashier, more exciting offense, but nonetheless our defense is still what holds the team together. Very similarly, there are a lot of flashy, sexy financial planning strategies and topics, but I find that it's very, very important for everyone to have a sound, defensive financial foundation. And here are 3 steps to help make sure you're doing that. The first step to a sound financial foundation from a defensive posture is emergency reserves. Now, there are a few topics in the realm of personal finance as boring as checking and savings accounts, especially with interest rates at under 1%. You're practically earning nothing these days in your checking and savings accounts, but nonetheless, the reason it's so important is because it's the #1 financial stress reducer. Remember that. It's really important. And the first step in this emergency reserves is to at least get 1 month ahead. You wouldn't believe how many people I see making $100,000, $150,000, even $200,000 who still live paycheck to paycheck. So step 1 in developing your emergency reserves is getting 1 month ahead. So the income that's coming in this month is not expected to be spent this month, but the following. Now, step 2 with your emergency reserves is to get to a 3-month marker. And I'm talking about 3 months worth of expenses, not necessarily your income, so that if you had a job loss, you could survive for at least 3 months. Beyond that, if you're a single income household, I recommend getting up to 6 months worth of expenses. And if you're a self-employed individual or business owner, it's important to have up to a year's worth of expenses in case something happens in your business that really derails you. Step 2 is risk management. Not too many of us like the idea of talking about death and destruction, but nonetheless, we can't avoid the potential reality that exists. So make sure that you have adequate homeowners insurance, automobile, liability, life insurance, disability, and if you're in your 50s, take a look at long-term care insurance. Ensuring that these areas are taken care of will also reduce your stress and make sure that in the case of something unexpected, you'll be well cared for or your family will be well cared for. The third and final step to this foundation of a defensive financial posture is to consider investing more conservatively. Many of us got caught up in the massive bull market from 1982 to 2000. That stretch, the market went on almost unimpeded with a few notable exceptions, 1987 for example, but that stretch from 1982 to 2000 was a huge bull market. Many of us developed our philosophy on investing in the midst of that. That can be a mistake because if you look at a longer stretch of time, you'll see 15 to 18-year spans that do virtually nothing or even go down in the market. For example, the Nikkei, the Japanese, are now 20 years into their bear market and their market is still 70% down. Especially with the things that we've seen happen in the financial collapse, it's important for us to recognize that. And quite frankly, if you just leave 100% in equities and 100% in U.S. equities, it's also very stressful as you see the market go up and down. So one thing I would recommend is taking a look at your investment philosophy, your investment posture, and consider investing more conservatively. Over time, it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll make less money because, of course, it's easier to lose money than it is to make it mathematically in the market, and you will also have less stress.
Wow! Yes! Crab cakes and football! Nice. That's what Maryland does!
This defensive posture will give you a foundation for your financial plan that will help you take advantage of fun, exciting financial strategies in the future.